All right, testing, testing, testing. Please, no more drop frames, please. I don't know what's going on, but this is. Oh, let me see. Got checking on my phone real quick. All right, testing, testing, testing. Please, no more drop frames, please. All right, it's good. Thank you. I don't know what's going on, but we here. I did not want to miss today's live stream. We are here. Let me All right, let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's go. Sir Spooks.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks and today we'll take a look at 13 scary videos. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to my channel
go ahead and
for
do
more
that.
scary content. Alright, with that said, let's begin.
Go ahead and grab your snacks while you're here. Grab your snacks.
This first
Listen, if you don't have your snacks, I will be under your bed tonight at 3 a.m. So go ahead and get up, grab your snacks, and come back to this live stream, and then we'll get it popping.
comes to us from a TikTok account known as Nightmare Stories Podcast, which frequently uploads videos to their page showcasing highly unnerving paranormal videos.
Really?
In the first video here, a man known as Claymore is talking to the camera,
Claymore?
explaining that he heard some strange noises while in the basement. He decided to pull out his camera to start recording, hoping to capture videographic evidence of this. It only takes a few seconds for the noises to be heard.
Alright, you guys are in luck. You wanted it, right? There
That
it
was
is.
immediately.
Ain't me knocking on shit. Ain't nobody down here, right? You hear it?
Yeah, we hear it.
Now, you guys are gonna say, oh, it's somebody in there. It's an animal. Nope. Let's go.
It's probably a raccoon or something like that. It's just hungry. All right, you moving a little too quick, my guy. I don't know about going that fast. Oh, they got a basement.
Who's down here? Nobody.
Dude, anything could be down
Out
there,
of
bro. You see how
nowhere, strange knocking
A lot of
noises
hotter
can be heard
spots.
coming from somewhere within the basement. Just to prove that he's completely alone in the basement, he proceeds to pick up the camera and walk us around the entire area, and sure enough, it is completely devoid of any others.
bro? There's so
And
many
despite
hiding
his
spots,
best
bro.
efforts to find out what's making the strange knocking noises, Claymore is unable to find anyone down there with him.
You just set up a
A
claymore
second
down
video
there.
posted a bit later showcases the knocking sounds once again, but this time, Claymore says that they're coming from the wall.
The wall.
Then, just as you think things couldn't possibly get any stranger, this happens.
Uh-oh.
See
It's
if
at the
anything
wall.
else happens. I mean, I hear it every night. It's tough. Okay, that's never happened before.
Yeah, this whole clip is real.
Now I have to go check it out. Otherwise, you guys are gonna be like, oh, it's probably somebody in there.
Yay, what's up?
Let's go see. I'll show you guys right now. Ain't nobody in this motherfucker right here.
Had a little technical difficulties at the beginning, but we're here now.
It is empty.
I'm glad you can make it. It is very dark.
Mysteriously, the bathroom light seemingly turns on all by itself, much to the confusion of both Claymore and us, his viewers. As of right now, nobody's entirely sure as to what exactly happened here, but it's clear that there's some kind of supernatural activity going on inside this house.
Yeah, he has a roommate.
You know, assuming this isn't an elaborate hoax. Let's just hope that Claymore's able to resolve this issue sooner rather than later.
Rockin' with me? Let's get it.
A woman named Rachel Navarro posted a video to her TikTok account back in September of this year, in which she
September.
says that she was just watching something on her computer, but was distracted rather suddenly. She says that there's currently no electricity in her house at the moment and says that she should be alone, but it's about here in the video in which things start to get weird, to say the least.
Really?
But I swear, shite. Okay, this.
Wait, hold on. Why is your lock like that? Why is it like? That's so strange. It's not like. It's cricket. Like what's going on?
Jesus has been doing this literally all day. And look, that's shite. Oh my god. Jeez. Looking out.
Look like there's somebody there.
Hello?
Oh.
Hold on. I'm going out there.
I think I saw somebody. But why are you going out there?
Hello? It's just like mad dark if I don't.
Oh. Go back inside.
Oh shit.
Why exactly?
Oh shit.
Like you're safe inside your house. Why would you go outside?
As you just saw and heard, something pushes on the door from the hallway. But interestingly, when Rachel goes to investigate, some eerie whispering noises and breathing can be heard. This is absolute nightmare fuel for anyone who's just trying to settle into a new place.
Man, I would've went back to
especially
sleep.
if they're alone at the time of an incident like this happening. What would you guys do if you found yourself in a situation similar to this one?
I would have just ignored
I think
it.
most people would be a lot more freaked out here than Rachel was.
Really?
Hats off to her for putting on a brave face.
Nah, man. I would have been playing the game, man. Or went back to sleep. I would not go outside.
Over on Reddit, a user by the name of Entire Thought posted a video just a couple of days ago that is sure to get any UFO enthusiasts out
here we
there
go with
excited
UFOs.
and fascinated at the same time. The video in
Y'all know how I
question
feel
was
about
filmed in the
UFOs.
middle of an ocean during an absolutely beautiful sunset. This seemingly relaxing and carefree video takes a seriously strange turn, however, in just a couple of seconds
I
when
wouldn't
the
have went
cameraman
out.
pans the camera
Facts.
around and we see this.
Like, I feel like that's just common sense. Because, like, bro, whatever is freaking you out, it's outside your door. It's not inside. So, whatever's out there cannot get in. Now, that lock, the door wasn't locked. The lock was kind of strange, but at the same time, it's not getting inside. So, I feel like that's just common sense to not go outside. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, people will be different.
Look, nothing in the sky at all. Then all of a sudden, bam! What is that?
Oh,
Anybody tell me what that is? We're in the middle of the ocean. On a ferry.
that's a good question. What is that?
Nothing around. Look. Nothing around. No land, no nothing.
Where are y'all going?
A whole cluster
That's
of
a real
14
question.
luminous orbs can be seen hovering in the sky over the middle of the ocean, while the cameraman looks on in complete awe as he rides a ferry.
I have no idea what this
Interestingly,
is.
one of the people in the comment section says that they saw something very similar to this way back in 2013 off the coast of Murrells Inlet, located in South Carolina.
South
The
Carolina.
Redditor says that he was camping with some friends when he saw 3 lights with an orange hue at a similar altitude as what's seen in this video taken of the ocean. He says that at first he thought it was just some military flares of some sort, but eventually dismissed the theory after it was still in the sky after several minutes. So what do you guys make of this odd case?
This, I have no
Do you
idea.
think this guy captured authentic footage of some strange UFOs hovering about the ocean, or was this something else entirely? Be sure to let me know in the comments below.
I have no idea what that is.
This next video is going to both break your heart and heal it at the exact same time.
Uh-oh.
Sounds weird, but trust me. It was posted by a user on TikTok named Julietta Moni on October 27th of this year, and shows home surveillance camera footage
You mean last
taken
year?
inside a home late at night. The footage in question shows two dogs seemingly coming to visit their owner in the
Rest in
afterlife.
peace.
Watch this.
Oh, I've seen this before. This is very wholesome. This is very, very wholesome.
You can see and hear the two dogs running and barking, while one of the new dogs sits in the chair and looks at them. There isn't anything too creepy about this entry, but it just goes to show the unbreakable bond that we all have with our beloved pets. Other videos that Julieta
I mean, look, if it was
showcase
me,
the dogs in
if I was in this situation, I would have still been freaked out. Cause like, what the freak is that? Like, bro, I don't want to see that. But it, and all in all, it's all wholesome.
all of their cuteness.
It would have thrown me off so bad. I still would have moved out, but hey, that's just me.
A man named Harry McClary posted a video to his
Harry
TikTok
McClary.
account on February 7th, 2021, and shows him in the darkness as he filmed something that's bothering him in his house. Right off the bat, we see something freaky happen that you may not even notice unless you're paying really close attention.
Let's see.
Watch this and see if you notice anything strange.
Test our observation skills. Is that the dog? I've seen a dog in the clip before. That's
If
gotta
you
be the
look just
dog.
closely enough,
Bro.
you should be able to make out what appears to be a shadow moving on the other side of the door at the bottom of the floor.
That's the
From
dog.
this point onward, even more creepy things happen. Take a look at this part right here.
Oh yeah, that dog wanna play.
A dog toy can be heard beeping on the other side of the door.
He's gotta have like
much
another
to
dog or
Harry's
something.
horror. Just when you think the worst is over though, something else happened just a couple of seconds later.
Really? That's not real close. Sparky, what are you doing? I don't know, any type of dog that can go all the way up there. Alright, so I guess this is real.
As soon as Harry opens the door, you can see the dog toy lying on the floor, and the ceiling lamp can be seen moving very violently before the video eventually abruptly ends, leaving us all to wonder what exactly we just saw.
I'm clueless
I don't
right
know
now.
about you, but I think it would be in Harry's best interest to find a new place to live as soon as possible.
That'll be the wise choice.
Family gatherings are vital for fostering strong bonds and creating lasting memories among loved ones.
Yo, facts.
They provide an opportunity to connect on a deeper level, share stories, and celebrate traditions, helping to reinforce a sense of identity and belonging. However, as it turns out, sometimes family gatherings can be absolutely horrifying, just
Really?
like the one that's depicted in this next TikTok video that we'll be having a look at. The footage in question was uploaded by user Salguero Juega in October of this year, and shows his entire family sitting down at the dinner table. Everyone there seems to be having a nice time with lots of smiles and conversations to go around. However, things take a seriously dark turn when Salguero pans the camera behind him. Take a good look at the outdoor area and see if you notice anything unusual. Let's watch.
Is that? What is that? It looks very long.
A strange, ghostly woman can be seen standing ominously still, watching the family as they have their gathering.
Nah.
The woman in question seems to be wearing all white and has long black hair,
And
almost
long
like
arms.
that of Sadako in The Ring. Others have said that they think the woman looks like the pale lady from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. And I can only agree.
Never seen that before.
Since there's no audio in this clip, we don't know for sure what kind of reaction Salguero had to this encounter. One can only assume that he was petrified. Let's just hope that the next time Salguero and his family get together, that they meet up at someone else's house, just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, whoever lives there, you better move out, cause bro, what was that? No, you don't want to keep seeing that. Next time I'm gonna be at the door.
A drunk person can often be perceived as funny because alcohol in moderation has the effect of loosening inhibitions, leading to unfiltered thoughts, exaggerated behavior,
Y'all don't
and
drink.
unexpected antics that may
Bad.
seem
It's
amusing
bad.
to onlookers. In this TikTok video posted back in 2021 by a user simply known as Opal Ghosts, we watch as she films her drunk friend fooling around and having a fun time. It seems like a funny and perfectly normal video, but as I'm sure you can anticipate, that changes rather quickly.
That's a big dog.
Opal's friend is dancing around while an adorable pet dog is wandering around in the room, perhaps confused as to what is going on. It's all fun and games for Opal's friend until this happens.
She's having the time of her life.
What?
Hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream.
What are you doing? Did you not hear that? No.
Yeah, I know both of y'all saw that.
Cindy.
I know y'all saw the
Out of
mirror
nowhere,
move.
the mirror positioned inside of Opal's room begins to shake all by itself, something that her friend notices instantly, even in her drunken state. She then looks visibly freaked out by the incident, and it's not hard to see why. A second video posted by Opal a bit later shows her proving that it wasn't her friend jumping around that caused the mirror to shake the way that it did.
I was just thinking that too.
Someone in the comments said that maybe her friend's hand accidentally hit the mirror, but reviewing the footage, it doesn't seem likely. What do you guys think about this eerie video? Either way, I think it's safe to say that
I think
Opal
this
is
is real.
probably going to keep a watchful eye on the mirror in the future.
Yeah, this gotta be real. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't know, like, I have no explanation for that.
Exploring with Angelo is a popular YouTuber who frequently uploads videos of himself wandering around various abandoned and haunted
to find
places
Slender
from
Man.
around the world, to incredibly scary results, as you'd expect.
Bro,
In this video, published to his channel on July 10th, 2024, Angelo ventures out to a creepy forest to do some camping and exploring
camping?
in the middle of the
Are you
night.
serious?
And if that wasn't unsafe
Oh,
enough,
EG, bro, this dude is doing everything wrong. Bro. First off, I never went camping ever. I never will. If I ever go camping, it'll be in my backyard. Bro, this dude is in the wilderness. How much you want to bet this is 3 a.m.? How much you want to bet this is 3 a.m.? Not only that, this sucker pulled out a Ouija board by himself, bro. Let's see where this goes.
he also uses a Ouija board. This just has trouble written all over.
Not only dealing with the
At around
wilderness
the
and
11-minute
animals,
mark in the video,
you dealing with spirits.
Angelo is panning the camera around the area and talking to the audience when he finds himself in for quite the big scare. Watch this.
By yourself with a Ouija board,
Spirit.
that's a recipe for
there we go. Okay,
disaster.
I was going to check if it was running. That's why I stopped. We got Fred. Who's Fred?
I kind of don't want to know.
Bernadette.
Carol.
Carol. Getting a lot of names. Common theme here, apparently. Lots of names.
He's really out there by himself.
Family is here.
Whoa. My family is here. Okay. Okay, what the f is that? What is that noise?
Have no type of awareness.
Hello?
Focus on one area.
the hell?
Yo, turn all around.
That was
Dude.
definitely not an animal noise. There's no way.
This dude's a gunner.
Some strange knocking sounds can be heard coming from inside the forest after the Spirit EVP app says, "My family was here." How creepy. Luckily for Angelo, nothing else too unsettling happens for a while afterward.
That we know of.
In fact, the next thing that we'll be taking a look at here isn't until around the 42-minute mark in the video. It's here in which Angelo, inside of a tent, starts to hear something that chills his blood.
That tent ain't helping you, bro. This tent is so small.
It walked. It literally sounded.
Stacy.
What the was that?
I don't know. You told me.
It literally sounded.
An extremely strange sound can be heard right outside of Angelo's tent. Just before he heard this sound, he had stopped the Ouija board session because he thought it sounded like something was approaching the tent. He may have been right. Angelo then continues on with the rest of his night, but he isn't able to get comfortable for too long.
How are you? Never mind.
What is going on here? Oh my. Okay, what is that? What keeps doing that? We're just gonna set this aside for a moment, cause
Set it aside. Okay.
that was a bit much.
What was that?
That was that sound again. What the?
He hears the strange noise 2 more times before he eventually decides to pack his things and leave, which, if you ask me, was probably the best decision that he made that night.
It's too late.
If Angelo did decide to stay, there's truly no telling what kind of horrifying things could have happened to him. Angelo may have an entire YouTube channel dedicated to exploring the strangest corners of the world, but I think he's going to think twice about ever going into a forest like this one at night ever again.
This dude is out in the. He's out in the open with a small, flimsy tent that can be blown away with the wind. Like, bro, no weapons. His only weapon is a Ouija board. Think about that. His only line of defense is a Ouija board, but he's using that to bring spirits into the world. Like, Angelo, listen. If you're watching this, I'm pretty sure you're not watching this, but if you are, bro, I'm not trying to knock your hustle, but bro, you gotta. If you want to do this, do it right. Don't ever use a Ouija board, and don't go camping ever, like in the middle of nowhere, like out in the open. If you want to go camping, at least get a better tent, man. Like, dude, what was that? That looked like that's a green screen. You bought a green screen out in the wilderness. Come on. You gotta do it better. You gotta do it right.
Over on the Alien subreddit, a Reddit user posted an extremely interesting video of an alleged UAP sighting that is sure to get those familiar with the topic quite excited. In the footage, we watch as a young boy films the evening sky as he notices something odd in the sky. Take a look and see for yourself what he captured that night.
What the f? Oh my god!
Alright, I don't think that's a UAP. That's gotta be.
Tata! Sнимай.
That the sun? Why is the sun shaped like that?
Enoga. What the f? Nestalo?
Nešto?
Enoga, eto.
Što se dešava?
What the?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Ne mora.
Ali vidi se ovako.
Kako je brzo?
What the f? Stavi na internet, tata. Majke,
It's glowing again.
otišlo, tata. Vidi kako.
I don't think it's flying. I think it's just floating,
Tata.
like in the same spot.
Kako nisam brže vidio?
Otišlo, nema ga,
A
gotovo.
ja ti kažem donesi kameru, ti spraviš pametan.
Pa doneo sam.
I have no
The boy
explanation
seems
for that.
amazed by the strange shape in the sky, which has been described as roiling like the surface of the sun with intense luminosity.
It looks like
which
the sun,
definitely seems like an accurate description.
but it's shaped
The
weird
young
though.
boy continues to film this strange anomaly in the sky the entire time it's visible. At the end of the clip, the object
really?
slowly fades into the night sky.
Dude, this is more
leaving
scary
him
than the
with a memory
paranormal?
that's going to last for the rest of his life. A lot of people in the comments seem completely blown away by the footage, and it's not hard to see why. The clip
This
definitely
is
seems
fascinating, though.
authentic, and the appearance of the alleged UAP is absolutely terrifying. Of course, though, videos like this are always going to be subjective, so I'm curious as to what you guys make of it. Do you think that this is really a UAP, or do you think it's something else? Be sure to let me know in the comments.
I don't know what this is. It looks like the sun, but it's like a weird shape.
As I'm sure almost all of you are aware by now, home security cameras can oftentimes catch the most amazing things that people wouldn't believe if it wasn't recorded. Sure, a lot of the time they also capture some of the most mundane moments of our everyday life, but that isn't always the case, such as the incident depicted in this following video. It was posted to TikTok back in 2021 by a user known as Lock Ridge Haunting, and showcases home surveillance camera footage taken inside this ordinary home in the middle of the day. In the clip, we watch as an adorable dog is just walking around the house, minding its own business. Then, in the blink of an eye, this seemingly cute video transforms into something truly creepy. Watch this.
Whoa. Okay, this is real. For those who don't know, those type of doors right there, it's
randomly,
bro, this is real.
One of the doors inside of this person's house seems to open all by itself, much to the dog's confusion and fright. No wonder why it got out of there shortly after that happened.
There's no type of wind that can make that happen.
The second video that was posted to the same account showcases home security camera footage of a dog sleeping inside of its cage in the middle of the night. All seems to be going perfectly fine when it suddenly gets distracted by something absolutely terrifying.
It's trying to unlock his cage? This is real. 1000%. See, look at this. And the dog's just so confused. This is kind of sad.
The dog is sleeping when suddenly one of the hinges on the dog cage seems to move all by itself. As for who or what caused this to happen, it's really anybody's guess. Let's just hope that this family is able to put their heads together soon and come up with a solution, because it's clear that something strange is going on here.
Very strange. Time to pack it up and go.
The following video that we'll be taking a look at is one that's rather sad, but it's just as creepy at the same time.
So with all the sad videos today.
It was posted to Reddit in the ghost subreddit by a user known as Reddit Bans Free Speak. In the video, we watch as the uploader is sitting inside of a trauma ambulance after he unfortunately got shot in the eye with a BB gun. The man was able to put on a brave face on the way to the hospital, but sadly for him, he wasn't entirely alone in the back of the vehicle.
Alright, off rip, that's fate, because I feel like that's the person who put him in the ambulance. I feel like that's who said that.
Towards the end of the video, if you listen just closely enough, you can make out what sounds like some kind of strange, otherworldly spirit saying the words, man. "It's fine, I am ready."
That's the person who put him in there.
Interestingly, it appears as if the uploader didn't notice any kind of voice at the time of recording, because as soon as those words are mysteriously spoken, he shows no reaction.
He's out of it. He got shot in the eye.
I cannot even begin to imagine just how terrifying this must have been for him to play back later on and hear that terrifying voice say those words.
Hey, welcome to the stream.
If it turns out that this video is indeed real, then it definitely brings up a lot of questions. Who or what was saying that? And perhaps most importantly, why is it saying it's fine? And why did it say that it's ready? Ready for what?
It's the person who put him in the ambulance, man.
Might have to do a paranormal investigation inside it to find out if it truly is haunted.
Nah, that's not. Nah. I debunked that in 0.2 seconds. That was an easy explanation.
This nearly 10-minute long video
is that an alien?
To the UFO subreddit and showcases some of the most bizarre alleged UFO sightings ever put to film. The upload of the post writes, quote, "The video is somewhat infamous, but I've only seen a 60-second or so version posted here before. There are usually comments along the lines of, 'These are training targets.' However, in this full 10-minute version you can see that the camera switches from FLIR to normal vision. revealing that these are multicolored glowing orbs that move in a rigid spatial relationship with each other, end quote. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the video ourselves.
So off rip, he said they're a training target, so they can't be UFOs. What's dropping from them? That looks a little strange. Whoa, what? Alright, you know what? I feel like these are like actual, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how did they not get blown up? You saw the explosion, but it stayed in the same spot and it's still there. I don't know what the CIA got going on or what kind of objects these are, but it's kind of cool if you ask me. You're trying to blow it up, but it didn't even phase it. Yo, what's up with the audio? It was
At
really
around the
unsettling.
52-second mark, you can see a missile being fired at the objects, but strangely has no effect on them. Ever since this video made its way on the internet,
It's like a
people
wall.
have been both fascinated and extremely confused by it at the same time, trying to make sense of it all.
What
The
is
video,
dropping from
which
them
was
though?
filmed in Afghanistan,
Like
is
something
yet to
dripping.
be solved to this day, but many people swear by it being 100% real. There are even some Reddit users that commented similar experiences that they had while they were working at military bases. What do you guys think of the footage? Is it authentic, or is there something else
I
going
think it
on
is.
that's more easily explainable? Be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
Cause look, there's nothing man-made that if you try to blow it up, it'll still be in the same spot. There's no way. That's gotta be real.
This next video is one of the most unsettling videos you'll watch all day. Published to YouTube all the way back in February of 2011, it depicts a young woman sitting inside of a house, talking with friends and family. Everyone seems to be in high spirits, sharing conversation and plenty of laughs. However, the laughter doesn't last too long when something absolutely terrifying happens out of nowhere. Watch this.
Já com sono. Aí, Thiago, a câmera que eu comprei nova aí.
UFOs are real.
Vermelhinha e tal. Vocês nem esperaram pra festa aí, né, mano? Meu Deus do céu, que porra é essa, velho?
Oh!
Mano, eu vi alguma coisa aqui, Thiago. Tem alguma coisa que passou aqui, velho. Ih, velho. Tô falando sério, cara. Tô falando sério. Vem aqui comigo, cara.
Tem nada aqui não.
Eu vi uma coisa assim, cara.
Tá louco, mano?
Maluco. Maluco. Eu vou voltar a câmera. Eu vou
This
voltar a
quality is
câmera,
kind
você
of
vai ver.
clap right now.
Just as a man opens up the refrigerator to get something to eat or drink, a creepy ghost can be seen walking right past the kitchen window,
Yeah, that old
much
man.
to the terror of everyone in the room. When this happens, the videographer immediately stands up and starts to investigate in the hopes of finding out what exactly it is that he just saw.
Dude got balls
But
of steel.
unfortunately, he isn't able to find anything. This 13-year-old video sadly doesn't seem to have any explanations provided as of yet either, meaning that it will likely remain a mystery for the foreseeable future. What was that creepy ghost and what did it want?
I kind of don't want to
These
find
are
out.
just a few questions that we'll never get answers to.
He kind of look like a chef. I don't know. I think
And
that's
that
just
was
me.
13 scary videos. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did,
Yeah, I think that's just me. He looks like a chef, like a like an old man chef. Oh man. But there was a whole bunch of like sad videos in this video. Like, what's up with that, man? An old man dead chef. That's what I think it is. Ooh.
I recently released the first episode of a new series on my second channel, Spooky Hour. The series is called Obscure Mysteries and will feature in-depth, deep dives into unsolved mysteries that I can guarantee you've never heard of before.
Interesting.
It would mean a lot to me if you guys would check out the first episode and let me know what you think.
I might have to.
Also, be sure to subscribe to my second channel,
Go ahead and do
Spooky
that.
Hour, so you'll be
This
notified
channel too.
of new episodes.
We're on the road to 5,000
Link will
subscribers.
be in the top of the description. Thank you.
Hope you still got your snacks, y'all. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You watching right there? Yeah. I hope you got your snacks. If not, get up, go get your snacks. What are you doing? We all gonna wait on you. You think I'm lying? Yeah, that's what I thought. Welcome back. Yo, I can be funny sometimes.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks and today we'll take a look at 9 scary videos. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more scary content. Alright, with that said, let's begin.
Got your drink?
The following videos we're going to take a look
Where'd
at
your snack at?
from a TikTok user known as the Unknown RGB. In the first video, the uploader explains that him and a friend were told by many people to use the Randonautica app for a video idea. For those who are unaware,
What is that?
the Randonautica app allows the user to explore their local environment and report on their discoveries by generating coordinates at random. The app's developers claim that it is an attractor of strange things, allowing users to select certain locations based on a predetermined theme. Upon trying out the app for the first time,
Should I try that, y'all? Should I make a video about this with using the app? Me, I'm scared. Like, yo, I think I want to try this. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't want no spirits attached to me, nothing, bro. I swear, if there's a spirit attached to me after this, man, bro, I'm done. I'm done using the app, man. But y'all want me to do this? Like, I'll do it, bro. This will be really scary.
the TikTok user and his friend were given a random location located in McAllen, Texas. Upon arriving there, they noticed that the app had taken them to a random field that was 20 minutes away.
Don't try it.
The two approached a dead end but continued exploring nevertheless. Then, out of nowhere, the friends noticed something not too far in the distance that scared them silly.
Just make a video about it.
Oh, there's someone running.
How would I do that though? Like, what was that? But how would I do that though? Like, how would I make a video about it but not use the app? Like, me, deep down, I don't want to use the app because bro, it's gonna take me to a random location I'm probably never gonna be seen again. Like, it'll be the last time you see me. But I don't know. I gotta do some research. But what is that though?
What is that though? What is that? Why is someone running? No, lower it down, lower it down.
Lower it down. What?
Wait, no, you can see.
Find people who have used it. You know what? I'm gonna do that.
That, bro. There's someone running. He's just running. Dude, that's just too fast though. It's fast, right? Yes.
Out of nowhere,
Ain't
a
like
mysterious
Sonic
person
going
was
so
seen running in
fast.
total darkness and seemingly coming out of nowhere before vanishing into thin air. Obviously, this must have been absolutely terrifying to witness in person, especially in the middle of the night in a creepy, isolated area. In a second video that was posted by the uploader, he shows the exact spot in which the figure was running, just so people could get a better sense of their surroundings during the first video.
That kind of looked like Area 51.
Running, whatever was running. What? Okay, this is where it was running. That's where it was running. Ain't no way, dog.
And y'all walked up towards it?
What? This is where it was running the whole path. Nah, dude, there's no way.
It was probably somebody who's trying to get their
What would
nightly
you do if
jogging.
you saw someone running in total darkness in the middle of the night? Be sure to let me know in the comments below.
Man. But there's nothing wrong with that though. Like, running at night. But at 3 a.m., yeah, that's a whole different story.
Over on TikTok, a man named Marshall posted a video to his account in which he says that he just got back inside from helping his daughter board the school bus in the morning, when he entered his house and heard some strange noises coming from somewhere inside, despite the fact that he is supposed to be home alone. Almost as soon as he says this, the noise in question can be heard pretty well, which is coming from the basement stairs. Have a listen and see what you think about the eerie noise.
I was putting my daughter on the bus, and I came in, nobody else is here, and I'm hearing something on our basement stair. Right there.
They got some big boots on. Stomping over there.
Stop.
Here we go with another basement.
Hello?
Is it coming up the stairs?
As you just heard, there is obviously someone or something inside of Marshall's house that's causing the sounds to be made.
I would have got closed off if I was there.
What exactly, nobody's really sure, which is quite creepy to say the least. In a second video that was posted, Marshall can be seen reacting to the sounds that are coming from the basement stairway once again, but this time something rather interesting happens.
If it knocks, don't open the door. Let me guess, he opened the door.
Stops as soon as I'm here. Hello? Hello?
Alright. Oh! Shoot! He opened the door anyways. After it clearly said, don't open the door.
As soon as Marshall gets near the basement door, the knocking noises immediately stop, almost as if whoever or whatever is making the noise knows that Marshall is nearby and doesn't want to get caught. Marshall also mentioned in the description of one of his videos that he lives near an old cemetery and believes that maybe the house is haunted by one of the deceased, which is certainly a good theory. What do you guys think is going on inside of Marshall's basement?
Yeah, this is real.
Do you think there's some kind of unwanted visitor inside?
That
Or is
legit
this
scared me the
work
first
of
time.
a clever supernatural entity? Be sure to let me know in the comments below.
That actually scared me. I did a good job of hiding it, but
The following
I
eerie
think-
video was posted to the popular UFO subreddit by a user known as The Last Samurai 69, who filmed the
Last
video in
Samurai?
London, England. The user's submission statement reads as follows, quote, I saw this object moving across the moon, beautiful orangey moon, last night. I can tell you it was exactly 23:06. Apart from being
11:06?
flabbergasted at the moon's beauty, I couldn't believe there was a long object moving very slowly from left to right. Has anyone seen anything like this before, and can someone help me find an explanation, please?
I never
I
seen it
posted
before.
on the London subreddit, but I'm not sure we found any explanations. End quote. He then edited the statement a little bit later on, stating that, quote, I don't think it's a stationary object. The moon is moving from left to right in this video, therefore if the object is stationary, then it would go from right to left in this video, which it doesn't. It's a good
I don't know
idea,
what that
but I
is.
think it's definitely a very slowly moving object. I also thought of an arch of balloons that may have escaped a wedding, but this object doesn't move that much in terms of bending.
Where's
which
the
I'd
balloons
expect
at?
a group of balloons to do. End quote.
Nah,
So
man.
far, nobody in the comments seemed to be 100% certain what's going on in the video either, but there are quite a few people that believe that the object is none other than a UFO. One commenter said, quote, perhaps a distant contrail segment silhouetted against the moon, end quote. So what do you guys think is going on here?
They really
Be
said
sure to
a
let me know
bouquet
in
of
the
balloons.
comments.
I am so dead. There was no balloons. You can't make that up, man.
A home real estate agent assists clients in buying, selling, and renting residential properties. They often also will walk potential buyers through the house in question so they can get a good idea of what the home will look like and how comfortable it'll feel before they make the grand purchase. Of course, naturally, not every home is going to be for everyone.
I feel like I'll be a real good real estate agent. Like, I actually do want to do that, like, in the future. Like, I feel like I'll be, like, one of the greatest real estate agents of all time. Like, I could sell a house. You know, My what's the word for it? My dang, I forgot the word for it. I can sell, like, my selling skills are on point. You know what I'm saying? So, just I'm not trying to brag, but no. Let me stop.
Everybody, such as the case here, albeit for some pretty scary reasons, as I'm sure you can expect.
But I'll never sell nobody no haunted house though.
Following
Like,
video was
bro,
posted to
that's
TikTok
off
by
the
a user
list.
known as VTaylor72 and showcases an agent showing off an apartment to some people who are interested in it. So far, so good. As the agent walks through the house, it's clear that the place looks quite nice and very cozy.
Ooh, it does.
However, it seems as though there may be someone else there who think it's cozy as well. Watch
Really?
this.
Is that closet?
That's washer dryer hookups.
Yeah, cool.
What's a bonus?
Oh, sorry, I kicked you.
This must be the master bedroom. Oh, I definitely seen this before, bro. That man was just chilling in the closet. That dude was just laying like this, just chilling. Like, bro, look at this dude, man. Bro, you can't make this up, bro. My man's just chilling like this, bro. What are you doing, dude? He's just chilling in there, bro.
There's a person in there.
He's just laying in there, like everything is sweet. He's real comfortable in there.
As the TikToker opens up one of the closets in the apartment, she's shocked to find a man who seems to be sleeping inside. She calls out that there's a person in the closet, much to the surprise of the agent. The video ends a couple of seconds later, making us all wonder what could have possibly happened next. If you guys are on the lookout for a new place to live, just keep this video in mind and remember to check every room and every closet just to be on the safe side.
Yes. If it was me in there, I would have stomped on him, man. Got me a size 16
this
boot
next clip
and just
comes
stomped on
from
him.
the Paranormal Encounters subreddit
I'm just
and
playing.
was posted by a user named Flying Builder. The video in question is a 9-second long piece of security camera footage that was recorded in what appears to be the living room or bedroom of the homeowner's house in the middle of the night. Instantly, it's clear that there's something strange going on inside this room. Take a look and see for yourself.
Oh, I just know. Is that a piano? What? Is that a piano? I love the piano. My favorite instrument of all time. Is that a frisbee?
An extremely strange orb can be seen floating around on the
that's a
floor of the
horror.
room, while a dog can be heard barking at it angrily as soon as it turns its head and notices it as well. Unlike a lot of orb videos that you'll see scattered throughout the internet, this one is legitimately creepy and doesn't look like something that could be easily explained away, such as dust or insects.
That's a long piece of
It's also
orb.
worth noting that the dog barks at it angrily, meaning that there's definitely something of interest here. Because if it was just a bug or some dust, or something of the like, the dog simply wouldn't care. But it's clear that whatever this thing is, bothered the dog. So what is it exactly? Nobody knows.
Yes, it's an
But
orb.
if you have any theories here, be sure to let me know as always.
But I love the piano. Play it all the time.
Over
I
on
taught myself.
TikTok, a user known as Rikitiu Fabri posted a video to his account in which himself and a friend are shown playing some video games late at night, simply trying to enjoy the evening together. The two can be seen smiling and having fun, but in just a couple of seconds,
You look
those
like he's
smiles
smiling.
are going to noticeably disappear and be replaced with a look of pure worry and concern. Watch this part at around the 18-second mark.
Oh, the refrigerator open.
Out of nowhere, the door opens all by itself, something that the one guy notices and is visibly freaked out by. However, the guy is able to brush it off after a few seconds and continues playing the game with his friend. At around the 1 minute mark, The guys stand up, and it's here in which things once again get spooky.
Whoa! Y'all just gonna keep standing there or what?
As you can see, one of the chairs in the room randomly moves all by itself, much to the horror of the two friends. The two stand there in complete shock for a few seconds before the video eventually ends. What would you guys do if you were to find yourself in a situation like this one? I think it's safe to say that we would all probably freak out and want to get out of that house as soon as possible.
Creepy. That's what it is.
The next video we'll be taking a look at is sure to blow your mind. It was posted to the UFO subreddit by a user known as Sleepy Joe 2024 and showcases some truly fascinating footage of what appears to be a flying saucer caught on thermal camera.
Flying saucer?
The 34-second video is quite an interesting watch, mainly because we don't usually get to see UFO sighting videos on the internet that were filmed with a thermal camera.
This clip gotta be a movie
Take
or
a look
something
and
like
see the
that.
video for yourself.
They got this from a movie.
Whoa. No way.
I can only hear it in my right ear.
Holy shit. Holy
That's very interesting. I was gonna say it's a frisbee, but that thing is hanging in the air for a long time, so it could be a drone, but it's not really
One
making any
commenter
noise.
said the object moved as if aliens were moving it around like a mouse cursor on a cosmic screen. Others seem to agree that that could actually be what's going on in the video. Sadly, because there isn't a whole lot of context that was provided with the footage by the uploader, there aren't a bunch of things to speculate about, but it certainly looks like a flying saucer by all means. Whether it is or not though, it's hard to deny just how mind-blowing the footage is.
It blew my mind, for sure.
For some reason, the guys in this next YouTube video that we'll be taking a look at randomly decided to get the idea to drop a GoPro camera down a mysterious pipe.
Why are you wasting your money like that?
Little did they know that in doing so, they would end up capturing one of the most terrifying noises that you will hear in quite a while. Have a listen and see what you can hear.
Yo, GoPros are like $200 plus. Why would you want to risk? Ew. Is that sewer water? That, bro, GoPros are not cheap at all. Trust me, I have one. Bro, they got a T-Rex down there. Whoa. Nah, man. I mean, they can't hear it. Unless they're using like the... Can you watch it live on the GoPro app? I don't know. But they got a whole T-Rex down there. A whole Tyrannosaurus Rex. That looks so disgusting. You're about to hit the snail.
As the camera slowly inches its way down the pipe, it's clear that there's something incredibly creepy down there that is growling or making some kind of a
How did it get down there?
Noise. The growling or breathing noises continue for about a solid minute before they stop altogether, leaving us all to wonder what kind of horrors lurk in that pipe. We'll likely never know. By the end of the video, the YouTubers managed to pull the GoPro back up to the surface to safety.
I'm surprised.
It's just a good thing the pipe wasn't a giant wide one, because if they were to have fallen down there, it's likely that they may never have been able to get back up.
Facts. I'm trying to figure out how that thing getting out in there. The T-Rex? How in the world?
A woman on YouTube known as Dee has a channel called Dee's Dark Adventures, in which she posts videos of herself exploring some freaky places and discovering some truly dark and twisted places. In this video that was posted to her channel in June of 2024, Dee heads out to the woods in Ohio, where she finds a strange trail that she can't help but explore a bit. The nearly hour-long video is filled with atmosphere and dread as we watch Dee slowly work her way through the woods, which just feels so creepy, especially in the middle of the night. However, nothing overtly scary happens until around the 30-second mark, when out of nowhere, this can be seen.
What is on my face? Yeah.
Are those eyes?
Hi.
Bro, that's a whole creature. Nah. That's a whole monster.
Yeah. I can't go home.
Why are you out there by yourself?
Sorry.
And then you turn your back on it. Now you have...
Please.
It's getting closer too.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
As you can see, two glowing eyes are shown between the trees, seemingly watching Dee. Then just about 2 minutes later, Dee finds herself in for yet another scare when this happens.
I think I'm gonna stick up the field and walk up the road, even though it's gonna be hard.
You better up and run for a mountain lion come and get you. Yo, D, it's time to get a move on. Where are you going? Why are you going back in there?
What is that?
Bro, that's a mountain lion. Bro, go. Run. Oh, no, that's not a mountain lion.
No.
That's a cryptid. A shapeshifter.
Is it, dude? No. It looks like a person, man, but no person. Stop.
It sits. That is definitely a shapeshifter.
It just keeps getting up and down, up and down.
1 second look like an animal, the next second look like a human. Good evening. Welcome to the stream.
Somebody drive by. Somebody drive by.
A shadowy person can be seen following
she's definitely
Dee
going
around
for
the
clips.
forest, but thankfully, she's able to get away from the entity in question, and eventually leaves the area unharmed.
It looks kind of
But
tall
honestly,
too.
If she wasn't so quick thinking, she could have been in serious danger.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the
Let's just hope
stream.
that if she does ever decide to return to this forest to explore, it's
Glad
not
you can
in the
make it.
middle of the night again. And that was 9 scary videos. I hope you enjoyed
9
the
scary
video.
videos. Let's get it. Alright, y'all. I have time for one more. And I'm in the scary story mood, if you catch my drift. Watch some scary stories. It'll be a Saturday Night Fright. Let's see. You gotta find a good one too. What is a good one? Let's see. How's y'all 2025 going so far? You know how many people told me that they haven't seen me last year? The amount of times I heard that joke, it's unreal, man. Like that, bro. Hear that all the time. Hmm. Man, where's all the good ones at? Ew. That's definitely not creepy. Sorry, y'all. Let's just watch this. Let's go. Inhuman entity.
A cool breeze crept through the valley outside of Telluride, Colorado, as my friends and I unloaded the truck parked on the dirt driveway. We had recently started renting an old mining house built in the early 1900s. Most of the home had been renovated over the years, but there were still glimpses of what the house used to be. The exterior of the home was painted a bright yellow and adorned a blood-red door. The yard was abundant, with lush green grass, minus the few brown patches that littered the ground.
I wonder what that could be.
In the yard sat a dilapidated gazebo, filled to the brim with landscaping equipment.
Do you?
I stood facing the house, admiring the quaint ambiance it seemed to exude. I felt something hit my back and spun around. My brother, William, was standing behind me with a box under his right arm.
William, what's up with you, man?
Let's pick up the pace. We don't have all day, he said.
Hello, brother, man.
Annoyance masked in his voice. Yeah, I responded, and started walking to the back of the truck. My other two friends, Elijah and Leon, were in the process of stacking some boxes on a dolly. Hey man, take this to my room.
Love animated stories?
Elijah said,
Me too.
as he handed me a large box. I resituated it in my arms and gripped it. As I did so, I could hear glass clanging inside, and a strong, familiar odor starting to leak out. Hey man, be careful, Elijah snapped. If you ever want to smoke again, I'd highly advise you to take it one step at a time there, champ. Maybe if you didn't throw everything into one single box without bubble wrap, then you wouldn't have an issue of something breaking, Elijah, Leon responded.
Leon?
Elijah's eyes widened, as if he had just figured out the secrets of the universe. I laughed, turned around, and proceeded into the house. The floorboards creaked as I stepped onto the warped living room floor. I surveyed my surroundings of the old rustic home as I headed to Elijah's bedroom. Only 2 interior rooms had been renovated.
I'm already getting bad vibes.
One being the kitchen, which had marble countertops and new appliances.
Yo, that's a beautiful island.
Being my room. I was the one who found the home on the market, so respectively, I had first choice of which room I wanted to claim as my own.
Got the master bedroom.
The other rooms, on the other hand, were still the same as they had been since the early 1900s.
Dude, the walls are
with
peeling.
dreary wooden floorboards and old chipping paint. Dude, what the hell? William yelled from upstairs. I quickly climbed the narrow stairway to find my brother in his room. I walked in to find what looked like to be a large lump underneath the wooden floorboards.
What?
It almost looked like Andre the Giant was buried in the middle of the room.
Yo, probably.
I told you it was an old home, Will. Things shift over time, I said, trying to hold my snickering back. Yeah, I get that, but you didn't say that I'd have to maneuver around a speed bump, he snapped back.
Speed bump?
I took a deep sigh and turned to him. Okay. Look, man, we're only going to be here for a year. You've got plenty of room to put your bed so you're not sleeping on an incline. William turned back to the floor.
You still gotta step over that, though. Every time.
It's easy for you to say. You're not staying on the cover of Sticky Fingers by the Rolling Stones. After we had moved everything into the house, we all plopped down on the couch, beers in hand, and began our well-deserved R&R. Elijah had already begun smoking, and the room started to fill with the pungent odor. "So are we gonna be doing some ghost hunting tonight, boys?" Elijah said, as he passed the joint to Leon. "Oh, come on, you don't actually believe that crap, do you?"
It's always somebody
Leon
like that.
responded as he was rolling his eyes. "The guy blew his brains out on the front porch in the 1930s. I'd be surprised if there wasn't a ghost floating through the halls. I mean, how do you think we got such a killer deal on rent?" William said as he lifted his arms and started mimicking the sounds of a specter. "Shut up. It's all nonsense. You've just been watching too much Ghost Hunters," I responded. "But anyway, I'm gonna go to bed. We need to get up early to do some cleaning. Good night, guys." I stood up and meandered to my room. In all reality, I was a little perturbed by what happened at this house. I've always been quite agnostic to my beliefs of ghosts or spirits, but I've never witnessed anything myself. The rent was super cheap for an entire house.
How much is
and
it?
I wanted to save some money for a trip outside of the country. I pushed the fact that someone had ended their life to the back of my mind. I wish things would have turned out much differently. I entered my room and slid under my sheets and basked in the warmth of my bed. It had been a long day and my body ached from moving. I grabbed my phone and looked for a rain and thunder YouTube video to help me sleep, and after about 15 minutes, I crept into comfortable darkness. My eyes shot open in the middle of the night. The moonlight shone through my window and enveloped my room in comforting light. I could hear creaking from the house as the wind howled outside. I tried to sit up, but found my efforts futile. Sleep paralysis was a regular occurrence in my life.
Sleep paralysis?
It happened at least once a month due to stress and a
hate
little
sleep
help from
paralysis.
my antidepressants. At this point, I'd almost gotten used to it. I could hear what sounded like a light scratching noise coming from inside my room, and prepared myself for the usual dark figure to be standing in the corner. My eyes darted from left to right, trying to decipher where the noise was coming from. It was then I started to hear skittering, like someone or something was moving around. A cold feeling crept over my body as I started sweating profusely, my sheets becoming soaked. The skittering stopped, but was replaced by cracking.
What?
One that resembled that of broken bone. Out of my peripheral vision, I could see long, needle-like limbs protruding from my closet.
No.
They each moved slowly, tapping the wall as if they were looking for something. I then saw a large, bulbous black mass starting to show itself from the closet door. It was coated in tiny hairs.
That's a
twitched
spider.
almost habitually. A loud moan echoed throughout my room as the creature
I've
finally
never seen that
presented
sleep
itself.
paralysis.
A spider-like entity was situated on my wall. The reason I say spider-like was because its head had been replaced with that of a human one.
Ugh.
Its eyes were blacked out from the shadows of moonlight, and its lower jaw was removed, revealing a blotchy tongue that oozed saliva. It was about
Why
the
is the
size
tongue
of a
black?
twin bed and stared at me for what seemed like hours. My heart was racing. I was begging my body to move, but to no avail. I was stuck there, in suspended torment. I tried screaming, but I was unable to make a sound. All I could do was watch the creature on my wall as it grew closer. Suddenly, it skittered to the ceiling right above me and started scratching with its two front legs.
Bro, go back to sleep.
Almost like it was burrowing.
Look,
It
for
then-
those who don't know, here's how you deal with sleep paralysis. If you're ever in sleep paralysis, just write this down. Take notes. All you have to do to get out of it is to go back to sleep and stay calm. Once you go back to sleep, all you have to do is close your eyes. Close your eyes for like 10 seconds. When you open it again, you're back in reality. That's how you deal with that. I dealt with it twice before.
Started to sink into the wall, as if the wall had turned into quicksand. First, the abdomen.
But I've never seen this before. I always seen the shadow figure.
Eventually, all that was left was its mangled head staring straight at me. Those cold, dead eyes boring into my soul.
How was none of the saliva getting on his face?
And I could feel the drips of saliva hit my torso.
His breath hot. I know it, bro.
The creature then let out an inhuman roar and vanished into my ceiling. My body was finally released, and I jolted out of my bed screaming. As I did, the house erupted into more terrified outcries.
They all have sleep paralysis? What?
Apparently, I wasn't the only one who saw something. And, unfortunately, it wouldn't be the last time, either.
Really? Yo. Don't use the app? Alright, I won't use the app from earlier. I won't use the app. But bro, for sleep paralysis, just go back to sleep, close your eyes, and stay calm.
We live on several acres in rural Indiana, USA. Our neighbors aren't too far apart, but we all live on a lot of property. On our properties, we have a lot of trees, and our neighbor doesn't maintain their property well, so a lot of it's overgrown. You know, a couple of fallen trees and a lot of downed branches. We knew the state of their property was probably because it was an older couple that owned the house and the property was vast. We have a creek separating our homes as well, but a small strip of their property is accessible from our backyard. Due to the overgrowth in trees, we weren't able to see much of their property when we first moved in the summer. And
I like houses like that.
We didn't go onto their land because we didn't want to trespass. One night, my daughter and her friend were camping in the backyard and ran inside, swearing that they heard a kid laughing or crying in our backyard. I figured it was their imagination from too many scary stories while in the tent, but went out to investigate briefly just in case.
Yeah, I've seen this before.
I heard a faint noise coming from just beyond our property line. I moved the flashlight into the general direction and called out to whoever may be in the trees. The sound stopped.
Whoa!
I decided it was probably just a couple of stray cats, but just in case, I had the girls set up the tent in the living room. The next day, after taking my daughter's friend home, curiosity got the best of me, and I decided to investigate the area by our property line.
Of course you would.
As I neared the line of trees, I saw a small path I had never noticed before. Since I knew my name...
Why was it minding your business? Dude, you going to somebody else's yard to go investigate something that has nothing to do with you. Bro, come on, man. Just stay curious.
Too far, and the trees were too thick. They couldn't see me on their property, so I stepped onto the small path. I walked slowly, looking down, watching for poison ivy and fallen branches. I wasn't too far in when I saw a dirty, broken kid's toy on the ground, wrapped in overgrown weeds. I looked up, and in the distance I saw a small, white shed-like structure. As I got closer, there were more and more toys scattered on the ground, some partially buried, all broken and dirty. Then there was barbed wire, and I could see the front of the shed and realized it was a large playhouse with a wooden alphabet decorating the outside. I was starting to feel uneasy. This playhouse was at least half a mile or more from the only house on the property. I stopped in my tracks, letting my imagination go a little, when I felt a tap on my shoulder. I must have jumped a foot off the ground, only to turn around and see that my daughter had followed me. Once my heart slowed down, I decided to get a closer look. There was more broken barbed wire fencing on the ground the closer we got. The window on the side was broken, and there was a hole in the roof. There was a broken train set, one a kid would be able to ride on. The front door had a white piece of wood set to lock someone in, not keep people out. At this point, my daughter was in full panic mode and begging for us to walk back to our house. But I had to at least look through the window, or my mind would wander with all the possibilities of what could be in there.
Let your mind do that. Don't
As I was stepping to the side of the shed, my daughter was following close behind. In her fear, she was paying more attention to me than where she was stepping, and she cut her leg pretty deep on some barbed wire that was hidden in overgrowth. I quickly glanced inside the window, only to see a partially dirt floor and broken wood
and a large wooden bench with a dark stain on top.
Where's that shadow coming from?
I picked up my daughter, who was determined her leg was going to fall off. We left the neighbor's property, and I took her to the doctor to get a tetanus shot and get her cleaned up. That night after dinner, I let the dog out, but couldn't get her to come back in. I let her stay outside for a while and checked again a little later. Our dog still wouldn't come in.
It's so sad.
And I noticed she was standing by the path we took earlier. I grabbed a flashlight and her leash and headed out to her. She was pacing, whining, and sniffing around everywhere. I figured it was from the blood earlier, but she never ventured onto the path. Then, I heard the giggling of a little girl. I called out to the child, but there was no answer in return. Just some rustling in the leaves.
You got curious again?
I ran inside with the dog to check on my daughter to make sure that she was still in the house. She was laying in bed, fast asleep. The next morning, I went straight to the playhouse.
Of course you did.
As I was approaching, something was wrong. The broken toys seemed to be in different places, and when I got to the playhouse, my heart felt like it was a ton of bricks. All over the side of the playhouse were children's drawings, in my daughter's blood.
How'd they get that much blood, though? Unless she, like, bled out a lot. Disturbing vacation story. Number 3. What happened to 1 and 2? I don't know.
It was a summer ago. My family and I had gone to a cabin that most would use for a winter vacation, but my family wasn't like that. The cabin was located in the middle of the forest. There was no cell phone service, so as you can imagine,
take me back home.
I was pissed.
There's no cell phone service. Take me back home.
To me about being isolated and confined to the comforts of my phone. I always found solace in my phone, since being around people made me feel irrational and just plain weird. My parents never understood that. Anyway, my little sister is 6 years old and was playing around in the forest. She had gone a bit too far out of my sight, and I started to get a little worried. I called out her name but got no response. I then went in the direction that she did and found nothing but a bloodied bow. My eyes widened as I frantically ran around looking for her. I found a blood trail that led into the deeper parts of the forest. I hesitated, but nothing was going to stop me from saving my sister. I followed the trail for as far as it went. After about an hour, the blood stopped at a hole. I debated whether I should go back and tell my parents, but I didn't think they'd believe me, even if I did say that my sister was missing. There's no denying my parents thought I was insane. Despite my fear, I jumped into the hole.
Jump in?
I fell for what felt like forever. Then, I finally hit water.
Oh, that's sewer water, man.
My face morphed into disgust
as
I stumbled through what I thought was a sewer, since there was no light. I looked up out of the hole and saw a tiny white dot.
Yeah, you're not going back out.
To walk around.
You're stuck.
It was crunching under my feet. I paid no attention to it since I thought it was some dead leaves or sticks that had fallen into the sewer. That was until I fell. Some unknown liquid had splashed all over me. I remembered that my phone was in my back pocket, and I pulled it out and shined it on myself. Time seemed to slow down as I realized what I was walking in. It was a river of fresh blood.
Oh.
The blood had absolutely soaked me. I held in a scream
Where's it
as
coming
to not
from?
alert any nearby creatures. I then ran through the connection of tunnels and refused to stop until I started hearing footsteps behind me. I stopped, turned around, and shined my flashlight around. The light from my phone landed on a distant figure. It looked so small, so maybe it was a dog or an alligator that had sneaked in.
Alligator?
I stupidly started to move towards it, and as I got closer, the figure started to get clearer. I started to see that it wasn't a dog or an alligator. As soon as I realized this, I stopped in my tracks and
the
stared.
heck is that?
It looked like me. Its body
really?
was contorted. Their back faced towards the ground, and its head was turned right side up and faced towards me. Its legs were normal, but its arms were legs as well.
You sure? Like,
it
he,
had jagged
the way
teeth,
he's like,
and it was chewing on what was left of my sister's head. Then I saw my parents' head beside it. I stepped back in
my
shock
man's
and
munching.
fear. The mutant of myself charged towards me. In a state of panic, I tried to run away. But I
Yeah,
slipped.
try.
I hit my head on a rock.
Oh. Look at him throwing up. They all got decapitated? I'm so confused. Oh, so he's the one who killed everybody? But how though? Like, what caused that? I'm at a loss for words right now. Was he like hallucinating or something?
My
The creature in
parents
the
were
forest.
traveling for the weekend, as it was their anniversary, and to no surprise, they wanted to be alone. This meant that I had to take care and be in charge of my little brother, Oliver. Our home and neighborhood were surrounded by woods, and Ollie liked ambling around the trail that was behind our house, but he couldn't go back there without permission. So naturally, since I was 18 and he was 10, I'd have to go with him for precautionary purposes. It was a little while before lunch, so I decided to join Ollie in his trek, so that way my appetite would be in a more salubrious state. It was spring, and the leaves were meager and just starting to grow back onto the trees, which also meant I had to watch out for any sort of dangerous animals that could possibly lurk out and cause harm to any of us. I could hear Ollie sniffing the air, and then him groaning at something. "Something
A
smells
deadly
like
mimic?
shit,"
Oh.
he said nasally.
I should have thought
as
of
he
that.
pinched his nostrils shut. "Hey, watch your mouth," I retorted, surprised by the sudden curse. "Just because Mom and Dad aren't here doesn't mean you're allowed to say whatever." I did, however, sniff the air. He was right. There was a smell of rotten meat that permeated my nose.
Yo, what's up with the big vocabulary words?
I saw what looked like legs
Like, what the heck does permeated means? I never heard that before. Like, bro.
by a tree about several yards from us. "Stay right there, okay?" I instructed Ollie. He nodded in agreement while keeping his hand on his nose. I leisurely walked forward and turned the tree to see what the thing was. It was a deer, and it was dead all right. Flies droned and swarmed around it. I was used to seeing dead animals around here. Hunting was pretty frequent. But there was something that rather took me aback. It was the fact that the way its neck had been ravaged into. It was almost entirely gone and torn down to the bone.
Dang.
A
Somebody
bear
was
could
hungry.
Go down to the muscle and stop there. But to the bone? This had to have been from something much more vicious. But what? I looked back to see if Ollie had actually done what I urged him to. He did, but he was peering out to the woods. His eyes, so fixated, were filled with concern and his face unnerved. "You okay, bud?" I asked, noticing his expression. "Something's out there," he murmured as he continued to seem alarmed. I looked to see if he was kidding around. All that was in my view were the trees and brush. It might have been a deer or something. "Don't worry so much. Come on, let's go back and get some lunch." And so we did, just to reassure him. I made ourselves some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches as we
classic.
watched a movie for a bit. Ollie usually liked his sandwiches, and he'd been done with it in a few minutes, but he ate his so sluggishly. I didn't bother asking what he saw, because I figured that he must have scared himself, and that he'd get over it in a while. However, the back of my mind was still unsettled by that deer. How could its neck have been mutilated like that to such a grisly state?
Bro, mutilated? Bro, come on. Use simpler words. You don't have to. We know you have, like, you know your vocabulary words, but bro, come on. Mutilated? Dude.
Night dawned upon both of us, and Ollie was begging me to let him sleep beside me as I put him to bed. "What's gotten into you?" I asked him.
Sucker scared.
"That thing's still out there. It was staring at me. It was dark and big. Bigger than you. I'm sure you just scared yourself. If anything was out there, it wasn't anything dangerous." He continued to beg me, but I kept refusing. and told him to close his eyes and that he'd forget about it in the morning. I laid down in my bed, ready for a good rest. I like keeping my TV on just so I have a source of light in my room.
Yeah, ask me every day,
I felt
man.
my eyes starting to sag and get heavy as I slowly felt myself growing drowsy. There was a sudden snap from outside. It sounded like a stick being splintered. I figured it was some animal, like another deer, but what would be out at this time of night? My TV was still on, so I decided to watch a little bit more just so I could go back to sleep. Without even thinking, my gaze floated to the window, and my heart punched the inside of my chest. There was something at the window.
Oh.
I couldn't see what it was, save for the eyes. They were milky and opaque, almost lifeless.
Yeah.
But they were staring right through me. I tried to make it seem like I didn't see the figure outside.
It's like a mask
just
or
roll
something.
over onto my stomach and pretend to be asleep to try and avert it. I then
That's a
heard
smart thing to
something
do.
against the glass. The thing was scratching my window. The sound was piercing my ears and grated at my nerves.
I don't like that song.
My chest started to feel full as my breath started to shorten. My window was starting to open.
What?
And I could hear that thing climbing into my room.
Man, I
Its
would have got up and
presence
squared
was
up,
clearly
man.
made as its shadow covered my entire bed in black. I sat there hyperventilating for what seemed like hours until I felt the mattress start to sink in. The
Sink in.
springs groaned as the thing had climbed onto the bed. I felt I could literally die from fright right there. The thing started to move across my bed. I was trying my best not to breathe so hard, but I was completely terror-stricken. It then stopped and stood right at my shoulders.
No,
I
his breath
felt
hot.
its giant feet clasping onto my shoulder blades. I
What?
could hardly breathe. I had a mirror to my right that allowed me to see what was above me, and chills ran down my spine. The creature was black, large, and at least 7 feet tall and lanky.
Dang.
Its arms were
This will happen the second time I had sleep paralysis. I was laying on my stomach. Yo, never again, cause, bro, that. Anyways, when I had sleep paralysis, I felt like there was somebody standing like or laying on my back, and I couldn't move. So I guess this is what it was.
went down
Bro.
to its calves. Its chest leaned over me and stretched to an impossible degree. It
Is that
didn't
Groot?
even look human or animal. It seemed alien. I shut my eyes tight, hoping that it was just some dream. I could start to hear the creature's heavy breaths and growling. It sounded like a dog, but much more disturbing. As it grasped harder, I feared the worst. My ears were ringing. I wasn't breathing while I bit my tongue. My eyes were shut so tight, and the blood flow in my head stopped.
Look at this dude.
completely. Something then beckoned it off of me, and the creature leapt off. Through my ringing ears, I thought I could hear something like thumps and rusty hinges. I painfully felt the blood flow starting to come back, and I blacked out. Morning came, and I had a massive headache now, and my chest felt
That
so
might be the
tight.
worst.
I needed to go wake up Ollie and make breakfast, and I reluctantly did so. I went into his room, but found his bed empty. I checked all of downstairs to check if he was there somewhere. Nothing. I then thought of the one place he could definitely be if he was hiding. I went outside and took to the path in the back of the woods. I walked some ways while trying to get over the pain in my head when I saw his bare feet by the tree. "Ollie," I said, exhausted and annoyed in my grimace. "Come on, what are you—" I stopped. I felt my whole entire world collapse as I was bludgeoned with every single negative emotion possible. I put two and two together, and it answered my questions as it brought my distress up tenfold. Ollie was sitting there. His skin was pale. His cloudy eyes trickled with blood.
Rest in peace, Ollie.
His neck was mangled to the bone. He was dead. He wasn't lying. That creature was still out there.
See? Always listen to kids, man. I know you don't want to, but sometimes they're right. true gas station horror stories.
One night last summer, two of my friends, Sam and Jake, convinced me to sneak out with them and drink. We were all bored, just looking for something to do. We decided to go for a walk to a local gas station that was open 24 hours a day. The walk there was pretty uneventful. We talked about random topics and drank a couple of beers. Once we got to the gas station, Jake had to use the bathroom. When he was in the bathroom, there was a dirty, sketchy guy in there. Jake struck up a conversation with this guy. It was pretty normal, except when the guy asked why he was out so late, and if he was by himself. Jake brushed it off as the guy was just trying to tell him to stay safe. We bought some snacks and we noticed the guy following us around while he was talking to someone on his phone.
He talking to nobody.
We left soon after, and on the way back, we sat on the side of the road and talked for a while as we drank some more. It was pitch black by now because there are no street lights in the area. We saw a car coming down the road, which was no big deal. We sneak out pretty often, and we've never had any real problems. Cars usually just drive by. This time was different. The car spun around in the road and pulled up right next to us on the street, and two guys got out. We ditched the beers, got up, and sprinted down the street.
Oh, threw out their car.
Jake and I hid behind an RV, while Sam hopped a fence. The two men looked dirty, like they hadn't showered in days. We watched the two guys for a little while, which is when we noticed that one of them had a gun in his hand.
Oh, shoot.
They looked in our direction for a few minutes before they got back into their car and drove off. Jake and I looked for Sam, but we couldn't find him, so we decided to head back home. We thought we had lost them, but on the way back we turned a corner and those same guys were sitting in the car waiting there. We ran through the alleyways and backyards until we lost them. Every few minutes, we saw the car driving slowly down a street or alleyway in the distance, and we would hide. Eventually, we made it back, and Sam messaged to tell us that he got followed by a different car, but he made it home safe.
A different car?
It's been almost a year since
How many of them are
night.
there?
We're always more cautious when we go out, and Sam still has nightmares about being abducted. I don't know for sure if the guy from the bathroom had anything to do with it, but
the same guy.
That he somehow connected to it.
He would have caught them in his elbow. Disturbing true Tinder date horror story.
This happened when I was 17 years old. It's been nearly 2 years since my girlfriend broke up with me, and I was very chewed up about it on the inside. I've called her several times, but it always went to voicemail. I've tried texting her on Messenger since, ironically, we were friends on Facebook, but still, not a single response. As the weeks went by, I became very devastated and was worried that I'd never find love again. My brother told me to just forget about my ex-girlfriend and that it was time for me to move on. He introduced me to this app called Tinder, which he said was great for online dating.
That's not great, man.
I was very familiar with online dating, but never actually done any of it, because there was no way that I even felt like hooking up with some random person I met online. But I figured it couldn't hurt to try it out, so I decided to give it a shot. After I finished setting up my account and was done creating my profile, I just started randomly liking a few of the girls that I thought were pretty. I'm not picky, I just wanted to make sure that I found the right girl for me. A few weeks later, I've had already received my first match on Tinder. Her name was Robin. She had blue hair, freckles, and beautiful amethyst purple lips. According to her profile, she had the same interest in the stuff I was into, and was even around the same age as me.
No description?
Even better, she lived in the same town as me. By the way, I live in Memphis, Tennessee. We started having a friendly group chat on Tinder, which was going well. Her message said, "You may not know me, but we went to the same high school." I replied, "Are you sure?" She said, "Yeah. I was always the quiet one at the back of class. Anyways, I think you're really cute. We should hang out sometime." I agreed and asked her to where she wanted to hang out, where to meet her, and what time I should be there. She said we'd hang out at her place and meet her at the park tomorrow night at around 9 p.m. I accepted. I got to the park that night at around 9 p.m. sharp. I didn't call her because I didn't want to sound too desperate. Some time passed and I finally decided to call her to no response. I also tried texting her to no avail as well. It was around 9:30 p.m. There was still no sign of her and I was beginning to grow impatient. I was starting to think that maybe she wasn't going to show up at all. I sighed and said, I knew this was too good to be true. She's not even here yet. Screw it. I'm going home. I can't believe I came out here this late for nothing. Oh well.
Sucks, man.
So much for online dating. I was about to start my walk home when suddenly I saw a black convertible pull up to my location. The car stopped right in front of me, and the window rolled down, revealing a creepy-looking old man who was probably in his mid-30s. He gazed at me with a weird smile and asked, "You going somewhere, kid?" I responded,
"You talking like that?"
"Yeah, I'm just headed home." He asked me why I was out there this late, and told him that I was supposed to meet someone, but it
why would you
seemed
tell
like
him
she
that?
wasn't going to show up.
Bro, why would you tell him that? Dude, that's the one thing you don't want to, like, bro, first off, don't talk to strangers. What are you doing? Second of all, don't tell them anything that you got going on. Like, you don't need to tell him that you was waiting on somebody and that they didn't show up. Why does he need to know that? Like, explain how. Don't want to do that.
"Oh, you must be waiting for my daughter."
Look.
The man, by the name of Jeff, introduced himself to me as Robin's father, and said that Robin has told him a lot about me. He told me that Robin couldn't meet me at the park because she remembered that was the night she had to go to a slumber party with her friends, and she forgot to cancel. He told me she wouldn't be home till 11 o'clock, and that's when I knew my night was a bust. He apologized and offered to give me a ride home.
Don't accept it, please.
I knew it was going to take too long for me to walk, so
oh
I
my
accepted.
gosh.
It was going to be a long drive, but luckily I knew all the shortcuts to my house. I told him where I lived and how to get there as I got into the car.
He's doing everything wrong.
After a few minutes, I was feeling tired from being out so late, so I closed my eyes for just a few short seconds and dozed off. Not long afterward, I awoke. Feeling a little drowsy, I rubbed my eyes and realized that I was still in the car. I asked the man where we were, as this wasn't the usual route to my house. He said, "Relax, kid, this is a shortcut. We're almost there."
Ain't no shortcut.
I asked where we were going, and then he looked at me with some sinister grin on his face and just chuckled. I felt my heart almost explode out of my chest as he did
Sucker,
that.
you getting kidnapped.
I looked down and saw a handgun sticking out of his jacket pocket.
The classic.
I put two and two together and realized what was happening. I told him, "Let me out now!" He responded, "No."
He straight up said no.
He put his foot on the accelerator, speeding up the car. I tried to get out, but he had already put the child lock on.
Dang.
It seemed hopeless.
3 steps ahead.
I was trapped. There was no way out. To make matters worse, we were driving through a forest area with no cell service. I couldn't even call for help. But I just had to get out. As soon as the car started to slow down, I stabbed him in his shoulder with a pocket knife that I found on the floor.
Good.
He screamed in pain as I was able to turn off the child lock, unlock the door, and run as fast as I could into the woods. While I was running, I could hear multiple gunshots being
This sucker
fired,
ain't playing.
but luckily, not a single one hit me. I never looked back because I had the fear of the man chasing me at the back of my mind. I dove behind a tree and hid under a bush. I heard the man yelling,
"You can't hide from me! I will find you!"
What is wrong with you?
I covered my mouth with my hands and held my breath, trying not to make a sound. Everything was silent for a while, until I saw the man was looking for me with a flashlight. He flashed it past me multiple times. When I heard his footsteps going deeper into the woods, that's when I knew the coast was clear. I ran, using the flashlight on my phone to help navigate me through the dark and scary woods.
I don't think that's a good idea.
In hindsight, I knew that was a stupid move, considering the situation. I could hear the leaves crunching and the twigs snapping as I ran, which would also easily give away my position. When the crunching and snapping got louder, I looked behind me and my heart dropped when I saw that the man was chasing me.
You gave away your location.
I ran as fast as I could with the man hot on my tail,
Dude still
firing
shooting.
every single last live round he had in his gun. But thankfully the shots
Ain't
missed
no joke.
again.
There's nowhere for you to hide.
He said. I thought I was going to die, until I heard the man trip over something, and I was able to get away unharmed. I kept running until I was out of the woods and back onto the road. Looking behind me then, he was nowhere to be seen, which means I lost him. I sighed in relief.
I would have kept running.
And then I saw a red car driving down the road. I was able to wave it down and told the driver that I was kidnapped and almost killed by some crazy man in the woods. It took a lot of begging, but the driver finally gave me a ride to the police station, and I told the cops everything. Unfortunately, I didn't get the man's tag number, but I gave the police a clear description. After the police had run a search, they told me that he didn't even have a daughter, and that they've been trying to catch this guy for months. As it turns out, he's wanted in several countries for the kidnappings of multiple teenagers and young men. How I managed to escape him is a miracle. The officers kindly gave me a ride home, and I didn't tell anyone what happened except my brother. The man was never found, nor was he ever caught, and they say he's still out there, even to this day, which scares me the most. What's even worse is that I stupidly gave him my address.
Exactly,
so who
man.
knows if he might try to kidnap me again.
Probably outside right now.
Needless to say, my days of using Tinder weren't over after that. The whole incident just made me a lot more cautious from there on out.
Man, moral of the story, don't use Tinder, man. Just go outside and explore.
Thank you for sticking around to the end of the video.
Oh, that's some good looking merch. But alright, y'all. I'm about to end off this live stream, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this stream, man. Please smack the like button, subscribe. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video with Saturday Night Frights, man. Peace.